Welcome to the second podcast. I'm joined again with Jeremiah and Corey. We are going to go over Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3's beta that is going on this weekend for early access for those who have pre-ordered the Vault. Is it just a Vault edition or is it all editions?
No, all editions.
All editions. Okay, all editions.
Because I did not buy the Vault edition. I just bought the base one.
And then we're going to go over Lords of the Fallen, which they have obviously been able to play more than I have, but I have played a little bit of it. And touched a little bit on more of Assassin's Creed. I've got to play more of that. But let's get it started with MW3. Now, you two play a lot more. I mean, Jeremiah saw we played this morning right before we went live. You're already level 20. Assuming Corey's either 29 or already 30.
I'm already 30.
I can do it.
I reached 30 like.
Imagine
I reached 30 yesterday.
Not 30.
So what I mean, my first impressions of it. So I got to play it first because you guys were at work. The first day that the beta had started, movement was amazing. Finally felt like an old Call of Duty game.
Yes.
Granted, being a beta, only cores available. So,
which pisses me off.
I mean, yes, it does me too. But I mean, if the issues in core, you can fix in hardcore. Like they'll go hand in hand. But I'm just praying to God my KD doesn't carry over.
I'll fix it. I'll bring mine up regardless.
I will not bring mine up.
And my only complaint that first day was like you either had Mosh Pit, Ground War, or Cutthroat. And I kind of wish they would have allowed me to kind of just pick the game mode I wanted to play, and like, because I ended up getting like 5 Dom matches in a row.
Cutthroat's fun. I like Cutthroat.
I haven't played Cutthroat yet. I definitely want to get into
3v3b3.
Yeah, it's interesting game mode. I'm interested to see if they'll put that in hardcore or not, because there was MW2 when it launched. There was game modes we liked on it that was in core that it didn't translate over to hardcore, unfortunately.
Yep.
But how are you guys feeling about it so far? You think it was worth purchasing another Call of Duty, even though we were kind of hoping to get away from the whole year-to-year iterations of Call of Duty?
Yeah.
Well, actually, on that, if you watch, the launcher no longer just says what Call of Duty game it is anymore. It says Call of Duty HQ.
Yeah. So I mean that's cool and all, but like it's still like they've already said. Now, granted, with the whole stuff that went on last week, as far as the Xbox Activision Blizzard acquisition going through, it might. I don't see them changing it, but then again, it might change a little bit. But before a lot of the talks was a year later we'll get Black Ops. The next year after that we'll get Black Ops 2. But I mean, again, we're shitting out games back to back, and it's $70 games every year. And in this case, MW3, and I do agree with a lot of people when they say the MW3 feels like a DLC to MW2. You could have added the maps on. You could have done, tweaks to the gameplay in MW2 to make it feel the way MW3 feels.
Yeah.
But I do like the fact that campaign-wise, if you love the Modern Warfare campaigns back in the day, which I did love the campaigns back in the day, I haven't touched the campaigns now. If you're still that kind of fan, then yes, having the new game does kind of make it worth it, but I'm not sure it's $70 worth.
$70 worth? Yeah, nope. It feels like Modern Warfare 2 was part 1 and Modern Warfare 3 is part 2.
Yeah. I mean, what's up?
So I enjoy it. I love the gameplay. I love the movement. I love how the weapons work. I love the fact that I got my Renettis.
I knew you were saying that. That's the first thing Jeremiah told me was you were loving the Renettis. You were using the
because in the
pre-built
original
class to give you the dual ones.
Yep, yep. Because in the original Modern Warfare 2, I think it might have been Modern Warfare 2. They originally brought the 3-round burst pistols in. Man, I'd run around and dual wield those things all day long. Those are my favorite fucking weapons.
Yeah.
Now they're working like they did in those games, and I fucking love it.
Here's my question though: have they? Because you guys pay more attention, I guess, to kind of like COD news than I do. Have they announced if they're doing anything different with Warzone? Is it still gonna be Warzone 2.0 or?
I have no idea.
Because that's my only gripe.
They say the map's gonna change and they're gonna bring other stuff back, but I guess it's just gonna continue to be Warzone.
Yeah, I mean I get it, but my only gripe is like I miss Warzone when Modern Warfare came out. I loved Warzone, and then when he started getting Black Ops, and then you started getting Vanguard, I think Warzone just slowly went downhill. And I wish I could get back into Warzone. We used to play it all the time. That's what we played. We didn't play much multiplayer, but it kind of flipped. MW3 came out, and I fell in love with multiplayer, and I was like, yeah, I want to play in Warzone. That stuff's crazy right now. You guys got into DMZ, which is pretty cool, but I'm not really into extraction shooters. I didn't really like Tarkov.
Tarkov wasn't one of mine that I did have it at one point, and I was like, this ain't. I'm not really liking it.
Yeah.
This one is different, so I actually enjoyed it a little bit more. But what I am looking forward to, though, is the zombies.
I was going to get to that. That's what me and Jeremiah were talking about the other day. Jeremiah seemed really excited about zombies. Another open world zombies. I know we played a lot of the, was it Outbreak for Cold War?
Yeah.
Yeah, we played a lot of that. I'm really interested in see what Outbreak what their version of Outbreak, because it pretty much is Outbreak. Open world zombies.
Which it was fun and cool, and the fact that you could get in the vehicles, drive, you could fuck around and do all kinds of shit.
My bad, Jeremiah, you're cutting in and out, and Corey was talking over you.
Yeah, it's going to be a DMZ style zombies. So we're going to be
like extraction zombies.
Yep. Yeah, so you have to go in, you have to try and complete missions, and then you have to try and live and escape, and then try and continue your stuff by going back in.
But there is no PvP. It's just PvE.
Yeah.
That's fine. I mean, I'm okay with that, because, I mean, that's what zombies is to me. Like, give me the hordes, give me the little quests I got to do as far as the open world stuff does. Give me better loot, give me, perks or whatever I need to get further on into that round and go wherever the next area is I need to go.
I do like the fact it's like the extraction based part is pretty cool, because it's like, well, I mean, they did do the Outbreak is you could extract and you had to extract to get the certain things out.
Yeah.
But this was, I know you saw him. You saw it.
It popped over the corner of my screen, maybe.
I saw what?
Because it feels, I guess, to me, it feels like you're actually going in and trying to take out the horde, but you have to try and do piece by piece, and feels like more like a mission you're trying to complete instead of just going in zombies and same thing over and over again.
Yeah. Well, since we're on the topic of Call of Duty,
which regardless, even if it was regular zombies and running through rounds, I'd still fucking play it.
I mean, true. I mean, I would go. I'd go round and round. I just wouldn't get into it as much, because I'm not. Oh, let's sit here for 30 rounds doing this thing and get this special thing over here to do this special thing to unlock this. Like I'm not that crazy about it, but I do like the open world more than I do the sandbox Call of Duty.
The younger me enjoyed the rounds because it was a challenge on can I beat somebody else's rounds.
True. And how you bragging rights to your friends? So like you like, oh man, I lasted longer than you did. Like I had to come pick you up how many times? Like, but speaking of like Call of Duty, obviously Activision being that you think of Activision, the first thing you think of is Call of Duty. I know you guys aren't really big console guys, but with Game Pass being on PC as well, how do you guys feel about the acquisition finally going through? Like, are you excited about the potentials of what's on Game Pass? And Corey, you don't have Game Pass right now. Do you think it'd be if they added some like old school games, and maybe some Crash Bandicoots? So talking about maybe potentially, I'm not sure how they'll do it in today's time because a lot of people don't want extra things sitting around the house. But talking about bringing Guitar Hero back and stuff like that, would that give you something? Would that give you the bump you need to get Game Pass?
It probably would. It probably would. Because I do enjoy those old games. I have actually bought the remaster of some of the old games.
True.
Just because I just enjoy them. Just like if they put Ratchet and Clank fucking Gone Commando in there, I probably would just because that was one
have that one?
I don't know.
Is that an Activision?
No, Activision does not have that as Insomnia game.
Yeah. So you're looking at more like obviously Crash Bandicoot. They have Toys for Bob. They did the Insanity trilogy, and I think they did the fourth iteration of Crash.
Yeah.
And then obviously the Spyro. I would love to see a new Spyro, to be honest. My kids always look at me like I'm crazy when I talk about it. I'm like, oh man, I play this game all the time, and they're like, yeah, it's not that exciting. I'm like, yeah, well, whatever.
Back in the day, it was.
Yeah, whatever. Back in the day, this was my this was 100-hour
This was the best thing ever.
Before you could really track how many hours you put into a game, I was God, I couldn't imagine how many hours I put into Crash.
It's like all the old games were like side scrollers or adventures, and then you had that come out, which was like you could go around, you could eventually get to the point where you could fly a little bit.
Yeah,
fires like that game was badass.
I remember like booting it up as a teenager, like in high school, because I still had the PlayStation. Yeah. Where is the PS2? Well, either one, because PS2 is backwards compatible, which baffles me that we just lost that technology. But I digress on that one. And then you started seeing stuff like, oh man, as a kid, I used to struggle with this. This is this now, as a teenager, and I'm like, oh, this is super easy. And now I'm like, well, now I got to complete it. It says I'm at 80%. Now I got to go get all these gems, all the eggs. I got to find all the dragons. Like, so I'm interested to do that, and not even just to have it on my, because I already have those remasters on the console. But I would love to do it on. I would love to have it on the computer and be able to stream that and share my nostalgia for Crash Bandicoot and Spyro. I am interested to see where Xbox takes Blizzard, Activision, King, all the studios that are branched under the acquisition and where they take it. I think they did pretty good with the Bethesda stuff. Starfield was definitely a big hit for them. I mean, it may not a hit for everybody, but not every game is meant for every player out there.
Nope.
But that's why we have so many games, and unfortunately, this year's just been chock full of games. I was telling Jeremiah the other day before we started playing the beta. Maddie went out to the store and bought me a blanket, and that blanket ended up having a copy of Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom, and I'm like, oh, this is awesome. I've been wanting to play this. This is great. But then it also gives you another stress because you're like, well, I don't want her to think I don't really like the game because I love Zelda and I will play the hell out of that game. But it's like I have this backlog of stuff that I want to knock out as well, and it's just one of those games that's come out in a banger every year. And then, yeah, that's just my thoughts on it. Jeremiah, what's your thoughts? You're not really talking much over there.
There are a lot of games coming out. Some of them are complete trash. Others are not, in my opinion. Some games they need to go back and finish tweaking them.
Oh, very true. Quite a few that's come out, and it's like you gave me half a game.
Yeah. Give me half a game for the price of
a full game, if not more. I don't know, man. Talking about like the games that are coming out nowadays, like what kills me the most is, and I get why they're kind of going to like the $70 price range, is because they're so big. A average time for completion is you're looking at 30, 40 hours to complete a game. And it's like, man, that's for a casual gamer that, put myself, for instance, casual gamer, dad, going to work, going to school at the same time, trying to get my degree. It's hard to knock out a 40-hour game. For me, it ends up turning into like a 2 to 3 month adventure trying to, beat one game. And then when another one comes out back to back, like they are in October, it's hard to wrap your head around.
I totally know where you're coming from.
I mean, you guys do it away though. I mean, you like right now, you're technically on call right now. Like you get a phone call, you get out of the podcast, and it's hard to be like. And then again, granted, it's cooling down for you, so you're not stuck in the hot attic, but it's still kind of hot up there if it's really sunny outside. Like, do you really want to come home after sweating so much and having a hard day at work? It's like, do I want to go home and play video games and like spend another 20 hours on this, or let's just say 5 hours into this game, or do I want to sit on the couch and just chill, watch anime, or just play on my phone, scroll through TikTok, which is a void of. Next thing you know, you've passed 2 hours of scrolling through videos.
How do you spend that much time on there?
Dude, man, I get in these videos where it's like either it's walkthroughs or it's like, oh, craft this. I'm hit that dad stage where now like, I can craft things. I could do that. I totally do that. So I'm just like,
I got the adult money now.
yeah.
He's turned into a white.
All I'm missing is my dad New Balances, and I'll be there.
It's the equivalent of the white woman in Pinterest. No, old ladies in Pinterest. There you go.
Yeah, it happens. But like even with Jeremiah, like your job, like you do IT, but even still, like, you push out your updates for your servers and stuff. That's a full day. Now your brain's fried. You really want to sit in front of a computer and play another 5-10 hours of a game? You probably will, knowing you, but most people are like, I worked my 8 hours. I want to go to sleep.
I'm not most people. I'm crazy.
We are crazy. I mean, look, I got up yesterday on Saturday, and we'll say 1:30. Went to my son's soccer game. That was at 3 o'clock. Got done by 4. Got to the house 4:30. Hopped on Call of Duty until I had to leave for work. I had been up. It is now almost 10 o'clock in the morning Eastern time, and I'm still awake doing this podcast. So it's just like, I can't really call myself normal. I'm not the, I guess, casual game. I will sacrifice some sleep just to get some gameplay in. But at the same time, I do have those days where I'm like, you guys are like, hey, you getting on? I'm like, nah, not today.
I mean, yeah, there are some days where you're like that, but there are other days where you're like, well, I'm still working. Goodbye.
Yeah. I kind of miss the days where we had a lot of free time once we got off work, or we definitely knew we had weekends off, and
we'd play the fuck out of games.
No, yeah, the weekend were for the boys, as I said back then, and we just chilled in the apartment, Corey in the living room, you in your room, me and mine.
And we'd all get fucking Taco Bell or some shit.
Taco Bell, go travel to YouTube, go play Pokemon Go, and it's still you're going outside, but yet you're still playing a video game on your phone.
Going to do raids.
Yeah, God, man, simple times. But the other game that we really got into here, and this is what kind of sucks, and I didn't even think about it until Jeremiah hit me up and told me about the beta. Then I hopped on it shortly afterwards when I saw it was live, and then I texted him the next day. I was like, oh shit, hey, Lords of the Fallen just came out today. And he's like, no. I was like, yeah, it came out. Technically, I guess if you bought it for early release, it started on the 12th. So it's the same day that the beta for MW3 started.
Yeah.
So, I mean.
But I mean, the good thing is they have different players.
That's what I was going to go with. Like, they have different player bases. If you like a first person shooter, okay, well, if you want to try the beta out and you've already purchased MW3, there's your weekend. Okay, well, if you like your Souls type games, and this has been a year for the Souls type games. Lies of P just came out a month ago, and granted, I still haven't beat it. I will go back and beat it.
Will you though?
Like I said earlier, 30, 40-hour games turn into 2 to 3 months just because I don't have the time or luxury of being able to just sit in front of the computer.
Any Souls game is going to be like a 34-hour game, a 30 to 40-hour game.
Well, like I meant to say,
unless you're some crazy god tier speedrunner.
Yeah, and even then you're not gonna get the full experience out of it. Like, I like being able to find the rare weapons or rare items and stuff that you really have to go look for. Like, it's not like, oh, let me speed run through this level to get to the end. It's like, oh no, let me go check this crate over here. If I destroy these crates, maybe I get this. But getting into Lords of the Fallen, I loved the first. I want to say I played maybe an hour and a half of the game before I got too tired and had to go to sleep.
Did you play the multiplayer?
I have not yet, but Jared, I was going to let you, Jeremiah, talk about that. So people would not be able to have to hear my voice the entire podcast.
So
I will say,
aspect of the multiplayer is straight up, you get to stay multiplayer, even
the whole time.
You die, you travel, it doesn't matter. Multiplayer, and you don't have to worry about people invading. Even though there is an option to invade.
There is an option. There's no invasion, or
we don't know if people just start doing it, but we have yet to be invaded in the whole time we've been playing.
Oh, that's cool. I saw you guys stream last night, and you guys were playing multiplayer, and then I remember Jeremiah telling me that it was a perpetual multiplayer. Like,
it is.
You just stay together. Like,
now,
that's
the only downside I see is the fact that I can't pick up some of the main. I can't pick up the main items, like the main items I have to scroll about. I can't get those, but I can get the stuff that the enemies drop. If the enemies drop an item, I can pick it up.
Nice.
But anything like if there's a weapon that's laying in a corner somewhere, he can pick it up, but I can't. It doesn't show up for me.
Can he not then in turn drop it for you, or
no? You can't drop or trade items.
So it's not like an Elden Ring where I can get on your game. You drop me the weapon I need to be OP and run through the game.
Yeah. So no, you actually have to acquire it, but
you can drop weapons.
Oh wait, what? You just dropped one, didn't you?
But I wonder if you drop it, if he can pick it up.
That is the question.
I don't know, Corey. Are you playing it too right now? I didn't see it pop in the corner of my screen, but I was waiting for it.
What are you talking about? Nothing pops up.
Yeah.
No, but no, that's it. It made me extremely happy because I joined him. Oh yeah, by the way, you don't have to put a sign on the ground. You can go to beckon friend, and it brings up a list of people.
Oh,
and
hallelujah!
You click it.
God,
and
man.
you just click beckon and that person, and it sends them a thing through. If you have it, because if you get on Steam, you just shift tab and click join game.
I love it. I love it already.
And then, like I said, you both of you die. Guess what? Well, you pop back up at the same place. You go to an area. You stay together. You beat a boss. You continue on afterwards.
I love that.
It does not kick you out. The only time you separate is when the person leaves.
Okay. I like that. That's one thing that aggravated me with Elden Ring. Definitely was like, I
Yeah,
so
oh
happen
yeah,
to die,
you can.
and you got to go back and find the symbol again, and then you got to deal with all that. Because when Elden Ring first came out, we tried to get a multiplayer. Me and you struggled for like an hour just trying to figure out why we could not join each other, and finally we were like, screw it, we'll do the whole code thing, and that's how we were able to do it.
Yeah, no, and then on top of that, the host can rest at one of the sites with you there, and then you yourself as the joinee can also level up in his game. You can go to the thing and touch it and put levels into yourself while you're playing with him.
You can also level up your weapons.
Yeah, you could level your weapons up with them. Yep, you could do pretty much. You could do almost everything with him, except for talk to like storyline dialogue.
So,
but you can.
So here's my question with that. So, like, how every Souls game has, or Souls-like game has its what it's known for. So, like, current Souls games, Lies of P is known for weapon assembly. And you can just take those hilts and the blades and put them on with different, builds. What would you say Lords of the Fallen's thing, like, what makes it stand out? Because I know a lot of people were kind of mad. Bosses seem really easy. Obviously, to me, the biggest thing is multiplayer seems to be like amazing with this Souls game compared to others.
If it was anything that stands out, it'd probably be. Oh, I had it in my head now.
You can tell they worked on the story a lot more than they did the actual fights.
That's weird in games, to be honest, that aren't like a Spider-Man or a Mario or something that's typically story driven.
Yeah, but I will say what makes it stand out is that they put more time into their storyline, but also that they made it to where their multiplayer is a little bit more stable and more there.
I was gonna also say that it's no, that's what it was. It was the fact that you go between the living world and the afterlife.
Yes, I was hoping one of you guys would bring that up. I love the go between Umbral and the living. That's I was talking to a guy at work yesterday. He was playing the beginning of it. He's like, bro, I can't get past the hands. You know how the walk past the platform, you drop down to the other hand to walk across. Well, he was like, man, I'm holding the lantern, but every time I go to drop down, he puts the lantern away and I miss the hand. I was like, yeah, man. I was like, and I noticed this kind of sucks with the tutorial. I'm not sure if it happened to you guys. The tutorial boxes went away really quick. Like they would pop up. If I stepped forward, that stuff would disappear really quick for me.
No. It was area based.
Yeah, it was area based. The thing is, I was still in that same area, but if I walked one step forward, it would go away. Like as soon as I got in the area, I'd walk into the area one step and it'd go away on me. So I just kind of had to take a step back and it would pop back up on me. But I had to explain to him. I was like, hey man, you hit this button, you do this, and he'll turn the whole world. He'll like actually enter the Umbral world. And I also like the fact that it kind of made it a puzzle because that first door in that starting area was like, oh, something's blocking your way, but you can't see it.
Yeah.
When you your lantern, you're like, oh, some one-eyed monster. Like, I'm already getting excited. Like, oh, am I going to fight this thing? No. Literally, you just go up the path, and there you go. You just take a soul, and it kills the root. But whatever. I mean,
it's the one-eyed, half-sleeping, half-sleeping.
Now, the thing is, it's like, whenever you go into the Umbral world, if you die, you dead.
True,
but if you die in the living world, you get put into the Umbral world, and that's kind of like you got one more chance.
Yeah,
it's like
one thing about multiplayer: the secondary player will not lose their soul. Will not lose.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You the joinee will not lose their Umbral shards at any point in time. Even if you both die in the boss battle, the joinee has kept their Umbral shards.
I like that. Now, have you guys played it since the new patch? Because I did see the other day. Hold on, I found it last night.
Oh, yesterday? Yeah. Last night, yeah, we did.
Let me see.
We streamed it last night.
This was I took a picture of this at 9:38 last night, and at that point,
Oh, there was a
posted
patch
for
release
5
today
hours.
as well.
It was patch 1.1.191.
Yeah, they're
It
at
said it was
193
available for
now.
Steam and PS5.
They're at
Yeah,
193 right now. Like they released a patch update today.
Okay.
Yeah, we streamed it till
Is that-
like I think it was
it's
1
like
in the morning for
performance
Bradbury.
updates, balance changes, and
Oh,
more.
wait, what
I didn't
time
really
was
go
it?
into the
No.
article.
I've lost track. But no, yeah. Was it before the patch?
You guys
I think
went
it
live
was.
at the time I found
Oh,
this. But,
so
again,
whenever they did one of the patches yesterday,
mhm.
it messed up the multiplayer.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So that's probably why
So
they're
we,
on 193 now.
yes,
192 came out for that.
Yeah, but you said they're on 193 now, right?
Yeah, that was a different thing. 193 is for their crash reports and stuff.
What I wanted to point out, and Jeremiah, you'll find this funny because me and you talk about it all the time. Corey, you don't have to worry about it. I mean, your computer is new-ish. It's been a couple months since you've had it, so technically it would be old, but it's newer than some of the components me and Jeremiah have. But the last thing on this post, for all PC players, please ensure your drivers are updated to the latest available update. Apparently,
in the words of Todd Howard, you might just need to upgrade.
I mean, facts though. I mean, upgrade. Make sure your stuff is up to date. I did have a little bit of skipping and obviously latency issues as
at
far as
first,
frame rate
but
goes.
after it went
But
through it,
I-
it didn't have that up.
Well, I'm not sure if you changed anything, but I did change some settings. I locked it in 60 frames per second. I instead of having full screen window, it's full. It's just dedicated full screen, and those issues went away. Again, like me and Jeremiah always talk about, the human eye can't even see past 60 frames per second. So I don't know why people really want I need 120. I need my unlimited frames. Well, enjoy your frame loss because that's what you're going to deal with.
It's not everything's going to
Bum, bum,
the
bum.
way you want it to.
Yeah. I don't know. Do we know how long they said the gameplay? Like, I guess how long it would take to beat this game?
No, I don't.
I didn't pay attention to that.
I know it got a lot of
just-
good ratings, but at the same time, it got good ratings. But then, user reviews, and then in the good ratings, they're like, oh well, there is potential for this to be fixed and this to be fixed. And it's like, damn, I mean, it's got to be pretty good to get a good 8, 9 out of 10s, and still have issues. I mean, that's always
Yeah.
plus for me. Obviously, we already bought it. I mean, in my opinion, I'd recommend it to people, even if you're not a Souls player, because to me, the combat does seem easier from what I've played than most Souls games.
Yes.
Like I think if
It also depends on your build.
I mean, it does, but my thing is like everyone's like, oh, well, hey, if you want to get in a Souls game, play this one. Well, honestly, and granted, it's only been out for 2 or 3 days. This one would be the one to get into. Dip your toes in the water with Lords of the Fallen.
Or if you have Game Pass and dip your toes in the water with
especially if you have a friend, because that also can help make it slightly better. That does help the experience.
Jeremiah, I don't know if I would recommend someone that wants to start Souls games and never play. Well, I'm not sure if I'd recommend Lies of P. Because granted, I haven't had to dodge too much in Lords of the Fallen. It's more of like I'm just kind of timing it out. I'm kind of sidestepping or whatever.
Blocking.
But if you lock onto an enemy in Lords of the Fallen, are you still able to dodge roll?
Yes, to the sides.
Okay, so that's again why I would recommend new players to Lies of P. Lies of P is amazing. Don't get me wrong, but
you can dodge roll in Lies of P.
Yeah, once you unlock the ability.
Yeah, no,
But
you do
other
have
than
to.
it's-
You
other
do
than
have to double.
it's like playing. You know, I thought about it the other day because I was playing Tears of the Kingdom. It's like playing Zelda. You're just like hop. I guess that's all.
Like I said, you do have to double tap the dodge button while you're locked on though.
But
You
what I
don't
like
have to
is
learn the skill. It's there
it's not an
automatically.
ability I have to unlock, and I don't unlock it until after the first boss.
Yeah.
And that's what kind of aggravates me.
You didn't unlock it after the first boss. You unlocked it after you found Geppetto. So after 2 bosses.
Well, the first boss fight never really count. I mean, it did count in Lies of P. Like, it wasn't you die and then you restarts the game. No, Lies of P was the first boss, but it was more of a like, here, get used to the combat, son. Then your official first boss before you get to Geppetto.
Yeah, how long did it take you?
Which one? I don't think the boss that got before Geppetto didn't take me as long as the starting boss did.
Yeah. Oh, what about boss number 3?
Oh, you talking about the Flame King? You gonna bring it
Jesus
up? Or you
Christ.
just gonna stab that wound even deeper? Like Jesus
Yeah, he's
Christ.
like, let's just go right for the ball.
It only took me like 2 or 3 streams that were 2 hours long. I mean, whatever. I know the last stream, I think it was the 3rd stream that I streamed. It was within the first 45 minutes. I had finally beat that boss. But if you still ask me, I have 0 deaths. I never died.
No hit run, right?
No hit run. Yeah. Let me look at it. I really have to Google this now.
What? What do you have to? What is so important that you have to gaggle?
Oh, I'm not sure if you said it earlier. 35 to 45 hours of gameplay to complete the campaign. That's not horrible, especially for the price point.
Everything.
My thing is, what I like is, and I don't remember who else did it. There was another game that was Remnant. I think it was Remnant, where the base game was still $60 and their deluxe edition was $70. Lords of Fallen did the same thing, and I think that's well worth it. If you want the cosmetics and you get the Dark Crusader playable with the deluxe edition. I think 35 to 45 hours for a $60 to $70 game is not bad.
Or you can just buy the base game for $60 and then pay another $7 for the Dark Crusader.
Yeah, but then if I want the other cosmetics, what is it, $3 more, and I get the other cosmetics? Come on now.
I think it's $5. So
That's
if
70?
It's Lords of the Fallen Legendary Pack, because that's what you have to get. It's $13. In total, you'd spend $20 extra on the DLC.
But if you bought the deluxe edition, you pretty much got that, except for a couple things that
for like a $10 discount.
Yeah. So I mean, you know, what was that? I don't know, man. I like to see how many copies they sold of this.
Well, let me check. I can tell you. Where's it at? There it is. I can see how many they've done on Steam, at least.
Tap.
This is this is the first version. I don't care about the first version.
All right, this one.
Did you guys ever play the original Lords of the Fallen?
I did not.
It was that was technically my very first introduction to a Souls-like game, and it was one of those titles that kind of fell into my lap. And it was either free with Game Pass or it was free when I bought the Xbox, or someone gave it to me. Good Lord, was that game hard! Yeah, I can't see it.
Well, so Steam's only had a peak of 43,000 players.
What is it?
43,000 players for Steam. And there's still almost 40,000 in game
Nice.
right now.
I mean, like, again, I'm not looking for huge numbers because again, it's not a FromSoft game, so it's not going to be definitely a Dark
It's
Souls.
widely known.
Yeah, it's not going to be a Dark Souls. It's not going to be Bloodborne. It's not going to be something that everyone's going to rush to the shelves and buy. Everyone rushed to buy Elden Ring because it was from FromSoft.
This is a Souls like, so you probably got a bunch of Souls players waiting to look and see how it's going to go.
Oh,
Like,
absolutely.
do I want to get it?
And another thing is you got to see what month it's releasing in. This is a banger month. In 2 days, Super Mario Wonder and Spider-Man 2. Like, so do I really want to spend $60, $70 on that if I'm going to spend $60, $70, or not actually $70, because those games will be $70 on Mario and Spider-Man.
Don't forget to set your Steam region to Argentina.
Do not take financial advice from this man. I'm pretty sure that's cheating somehow.
On taxes?
You'll get arrested for fraud.
Yeah.
Just give me a hug.
Yeah. I definitely think, as far as my prediction went, I think I was right on what Lord of the Fallen was going to get. Actually, I might have been wrong. I think I was a little low compared to what I thought it was going to get.
From the critics, you got almost there, but for players, no.
And that's my thing, though. Like, it's kind of hard to know who to trust, and not to shoot ourselves in the foot. I mean, we're players, we're users, but it's like, do I trust the people reviewing the game, who's getting paid to, review this? They got a review code, so they got it early, So it's, either when the embargo's up for them or when the game is released to the public, then they can drop their ratings. Or do I trust the guy that's putting the hours in on the game, but the only thing to worry about, okay, is he using the same software that they used, or is his software updated, or is he on console, or is he on, is he playing? Because I tried to play it on my Backbone at work, but
Yeah, because
he got so busy at work I couldn't end up playing it. But like it, your experience may vary depending on how you're playing it.
Because on console, you might have a bunch of people cussing the game. Because I think the consoles may have had some sort of issue running it at one.
Well, I know that post I found was the update was only for Steam and PS5, and it said with Xbox and Epic following shortly. So
Yeah,
that's something that sucks. I mean, again, PS5 getting the love, getting the update first. The one thing that hurts Xbox is it's not just the Xbox Series X that they had to update. They also had to update it on the Series S, which is, quite lower in comparison to the Series X. And then Epic, I've not bought a game from Epic and not have an issue with their launcher or something in the game. So, I mean, you look at Tiny Tina's Wonderland, like that game was. I bet you it was great if you bought it on Steam, but who do I?
ran into a lot of issues, especially trying to play with people on there.
Yeah. Like I said, we're probably not. I probably won't get into Spider-Man 2 until I'll probably say Christmas time, to be honest. Just because I have Lords of the Fallen. I want to try to beat it. Liza P. I want to try to beat it. Me and her will probably end up buying Super Mario Brothers Wonder. We'll probably play a lot of that. So I probably won't be able to get into Spider-Man until later on, but really looking forward to Spider-Man. But it's just, God, man, it's just so many games coming out back to back to back.
So, just looking at Steam reviews for Lords of the Fallen,
Uh-huh.
majority of them are no longer like performance-based reviews.
Okay.
They're switching. The reviews have kind of transitions.
Mhm.
Some of them are complaining about the multiplayer on how the secondary person can't pick up any world items.
I mean, it's not your campaign, bro.
Yeah, like I told Bradbury, said it encourages you to go into your own world and do it.
Yeah, like I said, with looking at it that way, I don't really see them changing that at all, and I'm kind of not upset about it.
And then a lot of the other reviews are saying that the mob density is too much.
Mob density.
The amount of mobs, especially in the Umbral world.
I mean, it can get
Well, I
overwhelmed.
mean, it tells you the
enough
longer you
not-
stay in the Umbral world, like the stronger the enemies and
Yeah.
more the enemies come at
So
you.
it's not the longer you stay in there; it's the
It's the more
more,
stuff you
the more Umbral fragments that you get.
Oh, see, I thought it was the time that you spend in there.
Nope, it's not time based. It's how much are you farming in there, pretty much.
Okay, well, I mean, yeah,
because
if
it's
you
a
watch,
constant
every time
spawn
you
of
collect
enemies.
the Umbral fragments, there's a small little circle that goes around the eye,
yeah.
and once it goes full circle, it generates another eye, and once you get 3, that's when it goes red and the Reaper spawns.
Oh, I haven't had a Reaper spawn yet, so
We did. We had the
Sweet.
Reaper spawn.
I ran.
It was scary. It was scary.
I was just standing there, and all of a sudden, what's up, motherfucker?
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a red light on the ground that started chasing him, and a Reaper would pop up out of the ground once it reached his feet.
That's hilarious.
I wonder if you can kill it.
My question is for Corey, though, because I know how you were with Bloodborne. Did you beat, or did you try to beat the first boss that kills you?
I didn't really have much of a choice.
Yeah, I was trying. I was like, all right, man, I got this. That because you get that first boss, or I call it big bar guy.
Yeah.
Smack him around easy. I was like, okay. So when the 3-headed dragon guy shows up, I'm like, oh, I'm about to spank you too. Yeah, he flew up in the air and breathed fire on me.
I
got him.
I got him on the
all I had
ground.
was range. Yeah,
On
he got on the
I
ground
got
at
him on
one
the ground.
point.
No, he went immediately up in the air on me and dragon breath and died.
You have to dodge the dragon's breath.
I tried that.
Then he'll be on the
I
ground.
didn't hit the button enough time. Again, Mickey needs a new controller. You know what I mean? My RB button is not working. Like,
yeah, and then here's another tidbit of information that I remember because I was going to talk about. My controller doesn't want to be recognized by this game either.
No, that's hilarious. I was gonna have meant to ask that.
I gave you a recommendation.
Yeah, I know.
What do you?
But actually, playing it on mouse and keyboard is actually not that bad.
Okay,
it's actually doable.
That's good.
It's. I mean, I changed some of the settings so I'm more some keybinds just because it's what I'm more comfortable to.
Yeah.
But other than it's not bad. It's not terrible. Like I said, if you can change just like what I changed 2 or 3 keys, and since then I've been going through it.
Nice.
It was like I had complained about the trying to do shit. I'm just like, I'm actually able to do it. Keep up with it. It's not terrible. It's actually doable with it, and it's not. It doesn't make me go, I need a fucking controller.
Liza P.
Liza P was one of those like, I need a fucking controller, but I don't have a choice.
When do you think? I know I'm jumping back to our first topic, but when do you guys think Call of Duty will be on Game Pass?
It'll be so they actually said so Activision actually said it's going to be a year before it comes to Game Pass.
That's not too bad. I almost predicted to be sooner.
You're thinking 6-month mark?
I'm thinking 6-month mark. I think you're gonna try to see. You're gonna play with MW3 and you're gonna put it out 6 months later on Game Pass, and
to draw people in.
And if you do, and you get a good turnout from people that wouldn't pay $70 for a Call of Duty,
that will play and buy your
then
in-game
your next
purchases.
iteration of Call of Duty will come out, I think, day to day on Game Pass.
Probably.
Do I see it? A lot of people are saying, like, oh, well, this is going to hurt the PlayStation. People are going to jump from PlayStation to Xbox. I don't see it happening. I don't see people jumping shit from PlayStation to Xbox just because it's on Game Pass or something like that. I would be interested to see what Sony does if they put it on Game
Just
Pass.
kind of like how y'all say, oh, if you get Game Pass, you get this game free, and I'm just over here. I want to play it. I'll buy it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but at the same time, like, I'm paying $15 a month, and I'm getting more than one game. Obviously, I could have downloaded Starfield, but I wanted to be bougie and play it, 4 days early, so I bought it. But there's tons of games on there that I can download and I want to play. Tons of indie games that are coming out that I want to play. And now with the Activision stuff, I'm really interested to see how they're going to roll games out, how they're going to announce them, and what they're going to put on Game Pass. And I'm kind of worried it'll increase the price of Game Pass because right now it's $8. I think I'm paying $18 for the Ultimate Game Pass because I had the Xbox and the PC. And it's just like, is it going to be worth it to have both?
Because Kaga might be like, if I put this on y'all's thing, I need a little of that too.
And that's
and then they go, okay, we'll raise the price.
Yeah, me and Jeremiah were talking. Was it yesterday? I was headed to work. We were talking about WoW. Or was that today?
It was yesterday.
Yeah. And we're talking about it's you're paying $60 for every expansion of that game. Plus, you're paying the $15 a month to play that game.
Yep.
It's like, what would they have to increase the subscription to each month to make it to where like Guild Wars, you pay the subscription, you get all the expansions.
It was ESO that you pay the subscription for. It was like $15 for ESO. You get in-game currency and all the expansions.
Yeah. But the thing is, like, once you start adding stuff like that, especially with the library that Xbox now has a hold of, I guess it's just a matter of time before it's going up. I mean, Sony increased theirs, and they have a very small library.
So, are you saying that WoW's going to come to console?
God, I hope not. People have been wanting that for years, but I hope not. I think certain things like that should stay on the platform that it's on.
Me personally, I played it for a little bit. I played it for a few months. It was okay, but after you get to a certain point, it's grindy. That's it.
Oh yeah, 100% WoW is grindy. Like you'd have to be a maniac for WoW to put the hours in. You have to put in for WoW.
If you're starting out brand new, fresh, and you play through some of the content and get through it, it's great up until the point to where you're complete the content and now you're just going for fucking your power, your
you had to
gear.
put thousands of hours into that game. Like people that are really up there have been playing that game since vanilla WoW. So
yeah,
which I mean, Classic's already up to Fall of the Lich King.
Yeah,
so they're not far behind.
By the way, Cataclysm was the one I was thinking of. It's Cataclysm. That's the expansion.
Do what?
Cataclysm.
Oh.
That's where a lot of WoW players jump shit because they just changed the whole gameplay.
Now, are they going to do that to Classic?
I mean, if they follow the same thing, I mean, that's going to make Classic turn into what World of Warcraft is now.
And then they'll release another Classic.
I swear to God, just stop. Make a new game. Make a new game. Not that I'll play it. I have enough games to play. I'm not jumping in a MMO. I mean, the only MMO I'm going to jump into, and I still haven't done it yet, is Destiny.
Most people will never truly beat MMO.
I mean, it's kind of the whole point, though. I mean, and the only one that I've seen that's kind of been successful and it's had its ups and downs is Destiny. That's outside of WoW. A lot of them have failed, and they went from they had the whole World of Warcraft, pay a subscription, pay for the game, blah blah blah, and then it went, it would either happen months or a couple years after launch. It's like, okay, now we're free to play. Like we just want you to play the game.
Yeah, because they'll get their money out of the microtransactions and stuff.
Yeah.
But you have to be careful with that because then they might turn into another EA.
True. God, money hungry microtransaction crap. Well, I mean, Blizzard, I feel like is turning that way anyways. You look at Diablo 4, and I'm surprised. I'm still surprised that stuff is that game is still $70 because the amount of microtransactions.
I'll be honest, since we stopped playing, I hadn't even thought about that damn game.
I have, only because I'm a Diablo fanboy. Like I'll play it just because I like Diablo.
Oh, I enjoyed the hell out of Diablo 3.
Yeah.
The fucking, I don't know. I guess the MMO style didn't drag me in. I mean, I was younger and I had more time. Like, because if I got home from school, I had all fucking day. Didn't have to worry about shit yet. Now it's kind of like, I don't want to.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to grind my entire afternoon or evening.
Well, my thing is
like one thing.
Yeah, and that's my thing. What is it?
What do you do for Call of Duty? Are you not grinding?
I mean, true.
No, actually,
I guess you get more of an instant gratification though with Call of Duty, though, if you think about it.
Because I'm doing multiple games. Fuck. It's like I'm playing it and I'm going up against different people doing shit. So that essentially you can essentially say that's like Destiny doing Destiny multiplayer.
But my question is, so you look at the Souls games and stuff. Are you not grinding to get souls, ergos, whatever you want to call them, to get better in level, your vitality, your strength? You're doing the same thing. So what's the difference between grinding on Diablo and grinding on a Souls game?
Oh, it's definitely the playstyle.
I can see that.
The point and click grind.
That's my question I ask myself.
The point and click grind style, I will fall asleep at this computer, which you have seen me do. Now, last night I was extremely tired and I did pass out.
I woke up and he was like, "Oh, that's a boss."
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
I was just dragging him around forcefully.
That's hilarious. Yeah, that's the thing. I want Diablo 4. I want to play Diablo 4. I mean, I've already beat the campaign, so I guess that's the biggest thing. But I guess the in-game content and what they're adding to it, like I said, it's just you got more. What would you say would be an instant gratification with Diablo 3? You were able to get powerful and be able to run through things much faster. And with Diablo 4, you can be max level, even be 100 and have all your Paragon points and still not be able to run through things based on the way that they made the mechanics of the game.
They still make it to where, everything's gonna eventually come up to your level almost, and you're gonna be teetering on that edge the whole time.
Yeah.
Unless you get the perfect items and the perfect build, then you might be able to walk through it, but you ain't gonna be able to run through it though.
Yeah, facts. But yeah, I mean, I nothing really else coming out besides the couple games that are coming out in the next couple of days that I would even want to talk about. So I guess we may have to find something new as far as topics for next week's podcast.
We talked about prolapses.
Oh God!
What?
No, Corey, don't encourage it. Don't do it. Don't do it, Corey.
He said what?
With you?
I am really interested to see what we come up with for next week. I'll definitely be hitting you guys up. I only work Tuesday and Thursday, so I'll have free time.
Hey, then we can test out if Lords of the Fallen is able to be played with 3 people.
Oh yeah, I didn't even ask that question. Not even a question I even thought to ask.
Yeah. Oh, so it is?
So we'll have to find
We don't
out.
know. Oh, yeah.
But
I mean,
yeah, man, this has been an interesting podcast. I hope you guys kind of enjoyed our conversations. Again, sorry if I ramble too much, but these guys don't like to talk that much, I guess.
Well, let me make sure. So we talked about. You got anything else? Oh, I'm good.
You guys see what I got to do with? You see what I got to do?
Get up, nerd.
But yeah, we'll hit you guys up. We'll hit you guys up in the next podcast. I guess we're just gonna try to keep shooting these things out on Sunday. If that changes, we'll definitely let you know on whatever social you guys are following. We do have a Twitter/X account, however you want to call it. It is linked to our Twitch as well. Facebook is linked to Twitch, and I try to post there as much as we can to try to update you guys, and also share the stream that we're having on Twitch.
YouTube.
I don't. Yeah, I mean, you can follow us on YouTube. We're not really going live on YouTube. If you want a backlog of videos, because Twitch, I think it's every 90 days delete your videos. All the videos are uploaded to YouTube for your viewing pleasure, if you want to call it that. But until next time, we will hit you up